Hello and welcome to Tonisco Training Center. Today I'm going to show you how to do a district heating hot tap using Tonisco valves. Here we have DN50 for the smaller machine. I'm also going to show you the new Tonisco Jr concept, which includes the hot tap machine in a handy suitcase containing all the parts you need, and then the adapter set for the adapters that you need for the valve type that you have. The hot tap procedure with Tonisco tools always begins by checking the valve. Check that it's clean, the threads look okay, and that the welding seam looks pretty okay. Then you can measure the length from the pipe to the surface of the valve. But I've been doing this quite many times, so I'm just gonna skip the measuring part and go directly to assembly of the machine. So the first step always is to assemble the drilling shaft. Tonisco machines have extendable shafts, which means that the traverse is always adjustable. And that means that with the same machine we can make hot taps from DN20 or basically from DN50 up to DN100 through all valve types in the world. But now we're going to use Tonisco valve. I'm going to take the base shaft, then I'm going to add one small extension to the base shaft. Like this. Then I'm gonna open the accessory box, take the chuck, take the right size hole saw from the adapter kit, put the hole saw to the chuck like this, and you never have to fully tighten the hole saw to the chuck. Just put it so that these little pins here go to the notches in the hole saw. After that, you just screw the chuck to the shaft and the pins automatically lock themselves to the hole saw. That's basically the first step that you do. Then we take the pilot drill and the pilot drill magnet. We insert the magnet on the pilot drill, and by using the magnet it reduces a lot of the cutting waste that would normally end up in the worst case scenario to the sealings of the valve. So please always use the magnet when possible. We will insert the pilot to the chuck. And first, just tighten it slowly. Then double check that it's on the notch, like this, and then fully tighten the pilot drill. Like this. Now we have a working drilling shaft for the DN50 Tonisco hot tap. You will do that by taking the body of the machine, taking the right size adapter, inserting it to the body, and of course checking that all the sealings are clean. And it's also really good to always add a little bit lubricant on the sealings. This way the machine will stay operational longer, and it will also allow the best tightness possible. I'm gonna also put it a little bit to the shaft. Like this. Then I'm gonna fully insert it to the machine. Like this. And basically now the tool is ready for inserting and mounting. We check that the threads are clean. Then we can start mounting the adapter and the body to the valve. And now I can already see that the shaft is too long. So, what did we learn? Always measure the distance from the pipe to the surface of the valve, then check the manual of how many extensions do you need. But no worries, we can take it off. Like this. We can take the extension away. And now we basically will forever remember that up to DN50, using Tonisco valves, you don't need any extensions. Just the base shaft and the chuck. But it's basically, it's this easy. And the final stage in the assembly of the shaft is to put the metal cutting paste first to the tip of the pilot drill and also to the hole saw. By using metal cutting paste, you will reduce the wearing so that the pilot and the hole saw will stay sharp longer, and you will also ease the cut. We put it back again, we insert it again, and you don't need to use any force because the sealing is O-ring. Now we see that the length here is somewhere above 10 centimeters and below 15 centimeters. So now I know that we are good to go. Then I'm gonna take the feeding socket, fully open it like this, and by doing this I will make sure that the machine is set up correctly, because this will automatically now tell me the first starting point of the pilot drill hot taps. So I will put it on, slide it on place, and then by turning the wheel wheel clockwise, it will automatically put itself on the right position. So now I'm 100% positive that we have the right length adapter. But before ever starting any hot taps, we always have to make sure that the shaft combination, the shaft assembly that we have selected, we have to check that when it's fully open, we are able to enable the valve. So now I'm gonna check that when I take it all the way up, I'm able to close the Tonisco valve. And it is also good to lubricate the Tonisco valve sealings before doing the test pressure. I'm also adding a little bit silicone to the slice plate, which is used to control the Tonisco valve. And please remember that basically Tonisco hot tap valves are designed to use only once. So now I'm gonna take the shaft up. I'm gonna push the plate in. It goes freely. Now I know that the shaft is the right length. And now I've also lubricated the sealings. So now I can assemble the machine again. I fully open the feeding wheel, place it over the machine, slide it in place, turn it clockwise and it locks to its place. Now I'm able to make the pressure test. The pressure test is made to check that the ceilings in the machine do not leak, and also that the welding seams are proper and they don't leak. We use compressed air because it's fast and it's easy to find leaks. But before starting to do anything with compressed air, please protect yourself. So now I'm going to insert the pressure into the drilling chamber or inside the valve, like this. Then I'm gonna monitor the pressure with the pressure gauge, and now I see that I have 6 bar pressure inside the valve. Then I will take my leak detection spray and I will spray all the welding seams to check that there is no leaks. And this is super important to do always before you do anything else. It's a safety reason, and also it's so much easier to fix the welding seam if there's a leak before you start to drill. It's really hard to do it after the line is penetrated. Okay, now we see that the welding seam is okay. We see that the Swiss plate groove is okay. Then we can also check the ceilings of the machine. But of course, because the machine is only there for the hot tap, so it's contemporary, so therefore these seams are the most critical to check. So now we have assembled the shaft, we have the correct size hole saw, we have checked that the valve has room to shut and open, and we have done a test pressure. Basically, now we are able to start the hot tap process. Let's take the pressure out, leave the manometer on, and it's really good to use the manometer because with this you can always double check what is happening inside the pipe, when the pilot drill penetrates and so on. I'm gonna put the electric drive unit on. Take the closing screw. I'm gonna tighten the drive unit. So, bye-bye cap. Helmet on. Adjust the helmet, close the socket, and before starting the actual hot tap, introduce yourself to the electric drive unit. So it has 2 gears, number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is faster and number 1 is a little bit lower. For the pilot drill, we are going to use the fastest maximum RPM, which means number 2, and here number 9. And then after we are done with the pilot drill hot tap, we will switch the gear to number 1 and continue. Alright, before starting, always make sure that you have a good posture, that you are able to support the drive unit properly. Because in some cases it is possible that, especially with steel pipes, it may a little bit get stuck sometimes. So it's good to have a good posture to be on the safe side. Okay, now I'm gonna start. I have the fastest RPM, the pressure gauge is on, everything is checked. I will take a little bit back so that the shaft can turn freely before I start. Start slowly and let the machine do the work. You never have to use any force. From the manometer, it's easy to see when the pilot drill penetrates the pipe. It will equalize the pressure inside the valve and in the pipe. So now we see that we have 6 bar water pressure and the pilot drill has penetrated the pipe. Okay, few more turns. Then we can stop the turning motion. Now the pilot drill is through. Then the next step is to take away the empty space between the pilot drill, the tip of the pilot drill, and the hole saw. So you can stop moving the drive unit and just feed as long as it will stop, and that's the indication. And also now, did you hear the click? That means that the barbed wires on the pilot are now in place, and they basically make impossible for the coupon that we cut away to drop to the pipe. So that's why it's really important also to check the barbed wire. Now we see that now it stops. It means that now the hole saw is touching the pipe. We have this much left for our cutting distance, and for me it means that I'm gonna adjust the feed before I'm gonna start the hole saw drilling. I'm gonna show you how that is done. And as we can see, the manometer is a little bit on the way. So let's take this away, because we already know that the pilot drill is through, and we also checked the pressure in the line. So I'm gonna take a little bit back now when I'm adjusting more distance to the drilling. I'm gonna put my body weight on the machine, take a little bit back, and find the next notch for the machine. Like this. Then I'm gonna tighten it again, and now I have this much space for the hole saw drilling. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following me. Then I'm gonna adjust the speed for number 1 and take a little bit back so that it's, or you can also basically use gear number 1 and the fastest RPM for this size. Take a little bit back from the wheel, make a good stance, and start the hole saw cutting. And also here, let the machine do the work. You don't need any power. After the hole saw is penetrated the pipe as well, it's good to have a few more extra turns, then shut down the machine and try to feed without turning, just to double check that you're actually went through. Machine off, and a few more turns. So now it has to be completely through. Then you can also try pushing it like this. Now we are 100% sure that it's through. Then, after the hot tub is complete, we will release the socket, take the shaft up and close the valve. Put your body weight on the feed socket, release it and let it come up. Then we will remove the drive unit, because it's extra weight on top, which we don't want to drop on the Swiss plate. So let's remove the drive unit. Then we can take the Swiss plate, put the sealant and push it in. But before we do that, this is a really good opportunity now to little bit flush it. We have the magnet, but just to double check that we will take as much waste as possible, cutting waste away from the chamber. Let's flush it a little bit before closing the valve. Take the pressure releasing hose, from the suitcase, inserting it to the machine, and just open it and flush it a little bit. By doing this, we want to make sure that we have all the waste away from the drilling chamber before closing the valve. Now I'll take the Swiss plate. It's already lubricated. Now I just want to double check that it's totally clean. It's clean. Remove the feed socket. Make sure that the shaft is up. Then close the valve. Like that. Release the handle. Like this. Please always use the hose when releasing the pressure and point it away from yourself. And if you have a partner, in this point it would be good if the partner would hold the shaft so that it doesn't drop when we release the pressure. I'm alone here, so I'm gonna just slowly release it, hold the shaft, like this. There's no leak. And now it's safe to dismantle the whole machine. Because we didn't use so much force in the beginning, the adapter loosens easy. And we can remove the machine easily. And here we see now the coupon is inside the hole saw. The barbed wires are there for double protection that the coupon will not fall. After this, we disassemble the shaft and take away the coupon, clean everything, put everything back into their places. I'm gonna show you how it's done. I can go back to my professional safety cap. Then I'm gonna start the disassembly. So remove the adapter from the body. Then I'm gonna take the shaft and the 4mm Allen key. I'm gonna open the pilot drill, remove it, and as you can see, the powerful magnet really takes a lot of the waste away from the chamber. I'm gonna remove the magnet as well as the coupon. And basically, now we would be ready to start the second hot tap just by putting the pilot drill back. But now we're only making one, so I'm gonna clean the magnet. After you have cleaned the magnet, take the special Tonisco wrenches from the suitcase. Then take the shaft opening pin from the suitcase as well. Then find a basically clean, solid place where you can insert or open the shaft. So basically, after one hot tap, it should be pretty loose, so you don't need to have any hitting like a hammer or anything. But of course, if it's for some reason a little bit more stuck, then you can also gently use a hammer. I'm gonna put them here. Step on here and then just push it counterclockwise to open the chuck. Like that. Then I can open the chuck completely. Clean the shaft. Put the shaft in place. Open the pins. Like this. Remove the hole saw. Clean the chuck. Put it in place. So basically, now the machine is disassembled. Close the feed socket. And of course, in real life, please clean them totally dry. Then all the parts have their own place. Put them in place. And always by doing this, you will make sure that the machine will last forever and it's ready for the next guy to start hot tapping. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully now you all know how to make a DN50 hot tap through Tonisco valve.